Hi, everybody. My name is Emmanuel Ben Isaac, and I want to welcome you to my podcast, Your Strength Within. This podcast, what it's about, is about helping people overcoming their anxiety. I'm speaking from my own experience that I went through, with anxiety, being more specific, anxiety disorder. It was a very difficult experience that I went through in my life, and I felt very alone and very lost. And I felt like I was like losing my mind. I felt like I was going crazy. I nobody understood what I was going through, and I just felt alone. I felt really, really alone because nobody understood me. And this is one of the reasons why I want to start this podcast, is to help people, to overcome their anxiety and guide them and make them feel as if, you're not alone. Like, I went through it, and it was very difficult, and I didn't quite understand what I was going through. And once I did understand, it took me some time. And what I did was I did a lot of research. I went out, read a lot of books, listened to a lot of YouTube's podcasts to have a better understanding what I was going through, because I didn't understand. And it took me such a long time just to find somebody who went through it, to be able to connect with them. I'm talking about 11 years ago, when I was 20 years old. When I was 20 years old and I was going through this, nobody went through this that I knew that went through it. I didn't understand. I was like, nobody understands me. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I don't feel like my old self. I'm scared shitless over here. I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. That's what I thought. I'm like, that's it. I'm losing my mind. I am going to a mental institute. That's what I believed, because I felt so different with myself. Because I had these, crazy thoughts in my mind, these fears that I never had before, and these, this very deep feeling like I didn't feel, like my emotions were all over the place, and I didn't understand what I was going through, and I felt so scared. And until I was able to find somebody, I felt like this big relief. I was like, thank God I was able to find somebody that understood what I was going through. Finally, I understand. Somebody understands me. And it felt so great. And I said to myself for years, I was like, listen, I really got to help other people with this. I always said, I gotta do something. And I was always afraid of doing it. I don't know why. I felt like I wasn't I'm like, I don't have a degree in this. I never went to school for this. But what's crazy is that whenever I speak with people that go through this, they're like, you're like one of the first people that actually understands what I'm going through. And I'm not trying to gloat over here, but it made me feel good, because I was able to, first of all, help him out and to understand where they're coming from. And like, because I was there, and it made me feel so good to be able to help them out and see that sign of relief. And I was able to, they said from their own words, they were like, listen, Emmanuel, you really helped me out over here. So like, I was always like hesitant to do it because of the degree thing. But I said to myself, put that aside. Who cares? Share your experience. Maybe you can help people out there and guide them, whatever you did to help them out. Because I'll tell you something. I never took medication for it. Again, if you took it, that's fine. That's great. However you feel comfortable when doing whatever you want to do, of course. But this is my own personal thing. I just never took medication, because my brother took certain medications, and we saw what happened in the family. And it wasn't a positive experience. It wasn't. And I said to myself, even my brother told me, he's like, Emmanuel, please don't take medication. Try to work on yourself. That is the key over here. Again, I don't know what your doctors recommend, or, your psychiatrists. I don't know. This is just my own experience and my own thing, He's like, the thing is to work on yourself. And I said to him, I'm like, David, I don't want to. I am tired of this. I'm exhausted of this. I want this thing to end. If the medication can do that, and that's what I thought. I thought it gave me hope. That's what it was. It gave me hope. And I said to myself, if the medication can help me, I'm going to take it. And he's like, just please wait. Just work on yourself. Trust me, he told me, it's not worth it. It's not going to make you feel better. This is what he told me. Again, you guys can do whatever you like. I don't want to tell you how to live your life or anything like that. or you know what to do in your situation. I don't know everyone's specific situation. Just my brother knew who I was, and he told me just work on yourself. And he was right in the end. I worked on myself constantly. I changed my mindset, you know, from a negative to more of a positive one, to give more hope in my life, to work on my self-esteem, to work on my self-confidence. And it changed my entire outlook, my entire mindset of how things are. And I truly believe that the root cause of anxiety, and this is what I've come to realize, and from the past 11 years, and the people that I've spoken to, I came to realize that these three are the main things to overcoming anxiety: is the self-esteem, is the self-confidence, and the positivity. And of course that I understand that some people went through some trauma in their life, and some went through worse than others. Definitely. You know, I went through my own traumas in life, you know, growing up in a house that was very intense, very angry, you know, yelling a lot. My dad was just, again, I don't blame him. That's why he grew up, you know, and he never understood that, again, they're immigrants, and immigrants is a different completely mindset. And he grew up more in the screaming environment, and me and my brother were more of a, we can't handle that. And it traumatized me. It traumatized from years and years and years of yelling. Imagine you're doing something. If you're doing something not exactly the way he wants it, you get yelled at. You get yelled at in a way that's like, and it traumatizes you after a while. And I worked on it, and you have to work on that trauma. You have to get a therapist. You know, I can actually help you guys out as well, one-on-ones. I don't mind it to work to work it out, whatever it is, and coaching you in exactly what to do, and building your self-esteem, your self-confidence, you know, looking in a positive way. Of course, with the therapy stuff and everything, of course, if you want to do that with your therapist, or, you know, someone that has a degree, more than welcome. You know, whatever makes you feel comfortable, as long as you're able to get that right help and get out of it. That's my goal. My goal is not for you to come to me. No, my goal is to help you guys in whatever way possible to be able to, so that you can live a more happier life, because I understand the suffering that you're going through, and it sucks. It really does. And I want you guys to have that right guidance, and however you feel comfortable. You know, I've helped people with trauma. I've done it before, and I was able to help them out with it, and other things to be able to help them out with, and building their self-esteem, their self-confidence, the positivity, you know, reframing, you know, exercises, physical exercises, breathing, you know, a deep breathing, the, you know, focusing, and to be able to build them up more of a, you know, in a happier way. Because a lot of people think that this anxiety just comes out of the blue. Like, oh, it just came out of nowhere. No, I also thought that. I was just sitting one Friday night at home. I was reading a book, and all of a sudden, I felt like this paranoia, this anxiety, this panic, you know, that I never felt before. It doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from years and years and years of a certain mindset and a certain, you know, lifestyle that we went through, and a certain belief, again, with this low self-esteem and the low self-confidence, and the, you know, with the negativity. And of course, if you had the trauma, of course, you know, that all of a sudden just came to you, and this boom, you know, something just, it just clicked. You understand? So that's why we need to change the entire mindset more, if in a more positive way, in a more of a, in a building that self-esteem, building that self-confidence, you know, to be able to get out of this situation. So this is what I want to do with my podcast over here, Your Strength Within. This is the reason why I wanted to name Your Strength Within, is to show your inner strength that you actually have, because most of us don't believe that we have inner strength in overcoming this. You do. You just, again, nobody's there for you. You feel alone. So this podcast is to help you with anxiety, to be able to, you know, build yourself, and guiding you in the right direction to how to overcome anxiety, and to build yourself in a brand new way so that you're able to overcome it. If you guys want to do a one-on-one with me, I'm more than welcome to do that. You know, definitely send me on my Instagram. It's Your Strength Within. send me a DM and we can definitely set up a one-on-one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.